Nithyananda, Nithya Chidananda again, making another very quick video for you all. This video will be about inner awakening. So, inner awakening was for me the biggest catalyst of my life for not just me becoming a Hindu monk, but for me reclaiming my life from a lot of past pain and hurt and a lot of suffering that I was carrying that I can see now unnecessarily. So for those that have watched my videos or have watched any of our videos, so us being disciples of His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda, will understand what inner awakening is. For those that don't have an understanding, it's a 25-day spiritual retreat where you spend here, where I am right now, in Bengaluru Adinam, spending time with Swamiji. And that time is spent through some initiations, through a lot of learning a lot about how it is that we think the way we think, why we think the way we think, how we've been conditioned from past situations and circumstances, how this has kind of fragmented us, and how we carry a lot of pain from our past in the present, and how it affects the future, and how we can clear a lot of this past pain and hurt and start manifesting and living the life that we truly want. So virtually moving away from a life of negative thinking and impossibility into a life of powerfulness and possibility. So what I wanted to share specifically today about inner awakening is so my Purvashram mum, my before ashram mum, is also here, living here with me. She's also taken the vows of a Hindu monk, a sannyasi. And every time I see her, it brings me, anyway, it's my mum, right? So there's always joy in seeing her. But in particular now, seeing how much she's transformed, seeing how joyful and happy and centered and grounded and all of the qualities that I saw in her, but would often get bogged down in her own feelings of powerlessness and her own, without going into too much detail, because it's her story to share, and I don't want to share too much about what she might not wish to share herself. So going through her own pains and struggles in life, it just makes me so happy that she decided to reclaim her life the same way that I did. So inner awakening, for those that are sincere in really making a change for themselves in their life, are sincere and doing the introspective work required, which is not very hard at all. It might seem like, depending on your age, oh, but I'm in my 40s and I have so much to look back on in my life and try and, come to amends with. It's virtually impossible. It might seem that way, but it's actually not that difficult. Once you start looking in and finding the thread of how you've created certain cognitions, it's quite easy to kind of unravel them in many other dimensions of your life. So basically, I was the one in the family that decided to, not decided to, but I kind of just knew that, all right, I have to do inner awakening. There's no ifs or buts about it. I was very clear that this is something that I wanted to do, that this was an investment in my life. And very grateful also that I was so sincere in doing the groundwork necessary for my healing to happen also. So what happened was, when I came back from my inner awakening, my mum saw the changes in me, and then she decided that yes, she has to have the same for herself. So and I remember when my inner awakening was in Varanasi in May 2015, where Swamiji had just introduced Third Eye Awakening. So this is like the first time that he was actually doing initiations into opening people's third eyes. And before this, I had been open, very open with my family about Swamiji, his teachings, sharing them. And as I was having breakthroughs, wanting to just share the joy and try and help them also achieve the same as what I had achieved. And their listening would be there, but somewhat half-hearted. It was never really intense, and I never felt that they were quite ready yet to embrace these same changes in their life for themselves. And I remember putting my mum's name down as someone that I wanted to enrich when I was there. It was just one of the desires that I wanted to fulfill, was enriching her also. So it was a tremendous joy when I came back that she was so interested in finding out more and asking how it was that I changed so much and what it was that happened and all of these things. So like I said, seeing how she is now is just another level of completion and healing in me. Seeing that she's complete and that she's living her greatest life possible, and it's actually had a flow-on effect now into other members of my family. So I was speaking to my dad recently, and he was sharing how happy he is for both of us, and he can't believe how much she's transformed. So they're divorced, so that's a huge thing coming from someone that's divorced someone. They're actually happy to see how their ex is doing, which is something that he verbalized. Yeah, so basically all I want to say is inner awakening is the gift that keeps on giving. So it's kind of like my feeling is it's the greatest investment and the greatest gift you can give yourself, because we all know like where our shortfalls are and where we wish we could be in certain areas of healing within ourselves, and then seeing how that has a flow-on effect in obviously your health, wealth, your joy, your happiness, your well-being, and then also your relationships with your family. I'm just amazed at now, seeing that my mum has been enriched to do the same, to live her life, deciding to live her life with joy, seeing how that's now had an effect on my dad as well. So it really is, this is something that I did in 2015, and it's had such a domino positive effect on everything else in my life. It's just kind of like, whenever I feel that, okay, this is the maximum that I can experience from, Swamiji and everything that he's doing, some other dimension will open up and I think, oh wow, okay, so there's this other healing that's taken place, for example, now with my dad too. So if you're thinking about inner awakening, it's the greatest thing you're ever going to do. I say this with utmost conviction, irrespective of what anyone else says. This is something that has really helped me, and it's helped my family, and I don't know where I would be without it. Like I said in previous videos, I was someone that really tried to find that inner healing, and psychologists didn't help, medication didn't help, self-help books didn't help, positive thinking, positive affirmations, it was so superficial. I even tried hypnotherapy. Nothing worked. This is the only thing that has not just helped me, it's beyond that actually. It's beyond help. It's such a shallow, superficial word. It's given me my life back. The life that I was living, I can say before, was very zombie-like, unconscious, and now I'm finally experiencing that true happiness that comes from within, and you can have that too. So on that note, let me leave it at this. If you're interested in attending Inner Awakening, then please leave me a message. I'll leave some links for you beneath this video where you can have a look for yourself. And we have a very special Inner Awakening coming up in December, which is more like a grand celebration, and we don't even know what's in store, but it'll be a lot of fun. So I look forward to seeing you here, and until next time, blessings to you and Nithyanandam.